Hi there, gorgeous, and a very happy, affordable April to you. If you have not heard, every video coming out this entire month has an affordable theme, or we'll be focusing on drugstore makeup. So if you'd like to be notified of new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the whole month of April, please subscribe, and thank you if you do. This video was born from a video I did last month, I want to say, where I had shared some makeup hacks with you. And I had asked at the end of the video, what are some of your top makeup hacks that you are using consistently? And I was blown away by the amount of really awesome hacks that a lot of you had to share. And there were just so many good ones. I started testing them out on the side on my own and blown away. So I thought, well, these are just so awesome. I have to put together a video and share them with everybody else. So that's what I'm doing here today. And if you're looking for a new way to revisit your makeup or looking for some new tips when it comes to makeup, I guarantee you're going to discover something here today that you're absolutely going to love. And I also want to say thank you so much to you for submitting your hacks, because some of these, most of them are just genius. The first one, this one was just like, wow, why didn't I think of that? Comes from Deborah Grogan, and she says, one of my favorite hacks is to keep my powder, foundation, or blush intact is to put a couple of cotton makeup pads into the container so that when you travel, the blush or the foundation or the powder will not break apart. I was like, yes! She says it also works well for round or square containers. And this is so absolutely genius. I can't even tell you, and I'm sure you've experienced this too, how many trips I've been on in the past where you get to where you're going and then you open up your blush, you open up a powder, and it's crumbled. And then sometimes it's literally all over all the clothes in your luggage. That happened to me once. So I am definitely keeping that tip in my back pocket the next time I go anywhere. If I ever go anywhere again. We all ever go anywhere again. I'm kidding. Come on, laugh with me a little bit here. This next tip comes from Jade Strawberry. She says, on the yellowing nail hack, whitening toothpaste also works. All you have to do is scrub your nails with an old soft bristle toothbrush. Now in that hack video, I had talked about using lemon juice to whiten my nails. And I know there were some people who were saying that lemon juice is rather harsh on your nails and you shouldn't really be using it. I've never really had a problem personally, and that's the way that I've always done it. But I like that there is another way to do it, and it absolutely does work. It's wonderful. So thank you so much to Jade for that amazing hack. Now this next tip, this one was like, what? Seriously? Really? This next tip comes from Tamara. And Tamara, I know you have been here for a long time. I know you have. I see your comments all the time through the years. I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you to everyone who has been here for years and years and years. And even if you're brand new, thank you too. Anyway, she said she tried this technique today. It looked pretty good. She wanted to know my thoughts on it. So this is a rather interesting way to apply your makeup. The order is going to sound completely backwards from the way that we traditionally do it, but just hang in there with me. I'll show you everything up close here so you can see exactly what I'm doing. She says it's supposed to make your makeup flawless when you put on your moisturizer first, and then you use a setting powder on top of that. I know that right there really threw me for a loop, but I was like, all right, let's hang in there and do this. And then, if that wasn't weird enough, apply a setting spray over the top. Okay, you got it? Moisturizer, setting powder, setting spray. Okay, let it dry completely. And then apply your primer, and then apply your foundation. And don't apply any powder on top of the foundation. Just, that's what you do. That's the whole thing right there. I was really interested to see how this was going to wear throughout the day. The whole process was so weird to me, but I have to tell you, after the initial application, it really did look beautiful on my skin, and I didn't have any trouble with blending any of the products like I thought that I might. And I had to tell you too, after wearing it for 14 hours on the day that I was testing this technique out, oh my goodness gracious, it was absolutely flawless at the end of the day. So not only does it look good after the initial application, but it extends the wear time of your makeup. So I know it sounds weird, but give it a try. I was really impressed by this one. So thank you, Tamara, for recommending it. This next hack comes from distinct authors, and they say one hack I've discovered to help make concealer last longer without creasing under the eyes is to put primer underneath the eye before applying the concealer. It's not recommended as to whether it's a face primer or an eyeshadow primer. I suspect it's an eyeshadow primer, so I tried that out. It does actually work. And the way that you'll know that this works is you try it with a concealer that is really horrible. For me, it's the Milani Retouch and Erase concealer. That one just does not last that long on me at all. But when you apply an eyeshadow primer beforehand, it really does help to extend the wear time. So definitely another one to try if you've had trouble with applying your concealer in the past and having it last underneath the eyes. But I will say technique really matters there also. I did a whole video testing out some tips that I had read about from Allure, and this video is over a year old at this point, but the tips are still relevant. And using those tips really does help to extend the wear time of any concealer imaginable. So if you missed that video, or if you're looking for more tips on how to eliminate creasing underneath your eyes, I'll have that video linked below for you also. Adrian Singer, hi Adrian, says one of my hacks is when I apply my foundation and I'm blending to my neck area, I add moisturizer as a last step before setting spray to fully blend it from my face to my neck so it seems more natural and seamless. And by the way, she had mentioned she purchased some of my lashes for her daughter for Christmas and she really adored them. Thank you so much. That's so awesome. I really appreciate that. And I'm so glad that she loved them. I tried this out and it's wonderful. Great hack. I don't often have an issue with blending makeup down my neck area, but if that describes you, it's a really great way to do it. And excellent, excellent hack. I will say though that I struggle a little bit with blending foundation into my hairline sometimes. So I took a page from Adrian there and used a little bit of moisturizer one day to see if I could blend it in a little bit better, and it worked amazingly well. So if that describes you, another great way to use that hack. One of the hacks I shared in the video I did last month was how to get rid of a hard film surface in your powder products. And I'm talking about eyeshadow, blush, powder. Sometimes if you get any of those products wet, you can end up with a hard surface that you can't pick the product up off of, and it can be a little bit troublesome to restore it back to its original condition. And one of the things I had said or found to do is to take a piece of tape and gently press it over the top, and it will help to get rid of that rough surface. Another person had mentioned, and this is from Love the Best Gift, says an eyebrow spoolie is great for removing the top layer of a hard pan product gently. And I thought that was a wonderful tip. I don't have any products like that to show you now, unfortunately, because I've already removed all the hard surfaces from mine, but I could see that working extremely well and being very gentle on your product. And even if you don't have any spoolies on hand, I know I have a ton of eyebrow spoolies, so you really only need something like this. You can also, though, save a mascara wand. So let's say you're done with this mascara, you're getting ready to throw it out. Just take your mascara wand out of the bottle, clean this up, and then save this for removing that hard film surface off of your powder products in the future. Works wonders like that. Also from that first video, I had shared a hack to clean up your eyeshadow palettes when the eyeshadows tend to migrate outside the pans and you want to have a clean palette again. Well, this next one comes from Glam by Lydia, and she had another great approach to that same topic. And she says an alternative is to take a makeup wipe, wrap it around the bottom of a cup or something flat, and then rub it across the palette. I was like, that is genius. And it works like a charm. It goes directly over the eyeshadow because, you know, there's a dip with all the pans in the palette. Doesn't affect the eyeshadow at all, but you get a clean palette, and it's a lot easier than taking a piece of rolled up tape and going over the pan bit by bit. So that was a great tip. Thank you for that one. This last one, save the best for last. I mean, all of these tips were fantastic. I really, really wanted to save this one for last though, because it is just like, yes, so many of us can probably relate to that, especially right now. This is from Milk Rock. She says, I'm on a no-buy year on makeup and beauty, and she's trying to finish up what she has. So what she does to extend her products even more is to take squalene oil, don't shoot the messenger if I didn't pronounce it right. She mixes it in with her MAC Pro Longwear Concealer or any highly pigmented matte concealer, and then uses it as a foundation. She says it gives her a beautiful skin-like foundation without having to buy more products. So I tried that. I went and bought me some squalene, I don't know, oil from Amazon, had it delivered to the house. And I tried mixing this in with my Hourglass Vanish Concealer. I know it's not drugstore, but if you're looking for a really good one from the drugstore to try, the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Concealer is another one that is very highly concentrated pigment that would work excellent for this kind of use also. And I mixed them together on the back of my hand, applied them onto the skin, and I was so impressed by how this looked. And because you're using such a highly pigmented product, you don't need much to cover your entire face, which makes it even more cost effective in the long run. And you may be asking why she chose squalane oil for this kind of method. I was interested in learning more about it, so I wanted to read some of what the properties are for this product in particular, in case you're curious. And traditionally, this came from shark livers, but they don't do that anymore. They figured out a way to process it from plants. So it is plant-based, and it's used usually in moisturizers. You'll see this as an ingredient, from what I understand, in a lot of moisturizers, and that's what it does. It helps to moisturize the skin. It helps to manage stubborn acne, and sometimes even has antioxidant properties. And the reason why it makes for such a great moisturizer is because it is an emollient when applied to the skin, which means that it can squeeze into the spaces between the skin cells to make your face feel smoother. That's what this says. And it's not heavy or greasy. And it sounds like it mimics the properties of sebum, which is what our skin naturally produces. So in a nutshell, that's what it is. I just wanted to share that with you in case you were interested. I thought that was rather fascinating. What I will tell you about this hack in particular is that it does give the skin a very radiant glow. It does. It doesn't make your skin oily so much, but it's not going to be a matte finish, even when you apply powder on top. Because when I did this technique, I noticed that a little later in the day, my skin started getting very dewy. It wasn't disco ball shiny, but it had a bit of a glow to it. So if you like that kind of a look, I think you would really, really love that hack. A lot of really good tips here. Thank you so much to everyone who contributed to making this video. Really appreciate you taking the time to comment and share what has worked for you with me for making this video. And if you have a hack that you have found to be immensely successful that you'd like to see possibly included in a part 2, let me know below. Thank you so much for being here, for taking the time to watch, and look forward to seeing you again next time.